Hello, Pickleball fans, and welcome to the official preview show for the RTA1000 JOOLA Sweden Open, proudly powered by the road to Arlberg. I'm Nick Hobbis, and over the next 40 minutes, we'll look ahead to one of the most competitive stops on the RTA calendar. 3 jam-packed days of top-class pickleball from August the 22nd all the way through to August the 24th. This Sweden Open has attracted absolute quality across all divisions. The entry lists and seedings are some of the strongest we've seen at a 1000 level event. Singles, doubles, and mixed, all stacked with international stars, all of which, or some of which, are joining me here live this evening. Mateusz Matysik, Poland's powerhouse, in the top 10 for RTA rankings and competing in singles, men's doubles with Stefan Grugmuller, and mixed doubles with Bego Gomar. Mateusz, good evening.
Hello, good to see you. I'm happy to talk today about the event and in general.
Yeah,
about the tournament. See everyone.
Great to have you with us, Mateusz. And also joining us this evening, Viktoria Kanichova, one of the most exciting European players, especially in women's singles, competing across 3 divisions this weekend. Singles.
Hello, everyone.
Women's doubles with Maria Rodriguez and mixed doubles with Bako Balint. Victoria, great to have you with us.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here.
Great to have you on board. We look forward to hearing your thoughts ahead of the Sweden Open this weekend. And finally, a man who needs very little introduction on the European circuit, the tournament director, the man bringing this spectacular event to life in Sweden, as well as playing this weekend, no doubt. It's Gustaf Geterud. Gustaf, good evening.
Good evening, Nick. Very happy to be here on the call with all of these famous people.
It's great to have you with us, Gustaf. And first of all, congratulations on staging this RTA 1000 event. Just explain to viewers around Europe and wider afield what makes Sweden the perfect venue for international pickleball. I believe this is the 5th anniversary, is that right?
It is. It's right. It's the 5th time we're running this. And one of the things that we've gotten as feedback over the years is a pretty simple thing, but nonetheless important. And it's that things run on time. We usually have a plan that we're able to follow. And whenever we say things will happen, they happen. And we're being done at the times we're saying we're being done. And small thing, but very appreciated by players for planning. And then maybe also Sweden is not very authoritarian. So it's pretty informal, inclusive environment in general when you run things like this. So players say that they feel welcome at the tournament and they're having fun. And I think if you have that combination, things run pretty smoothly and people are having fun. Then you have a recipe for success.
Yeah, and that recipe for success, Gustaf, is underlined by the RTA preferred format of singles on Friday, doubles on Saturday, and mixed on Sunday. Just talk to us about your relationship with the RTA, the Road to Arlberg Tour, and also how does that schedule bring in the best or bring out the best of players during the course of the championships?
I guess I've been fortunate enough to be have been able to be part of and see how the RTA has grown from the very beginning, and it's just amazing to see how far this tour has come. But it's not stopping here. I know that Magnus and Laura, they have very high ambitions for where they want to take this, and I think that's what's needed for pickleball in Europe in general. we need to do something to get somewhere. So, and I'm very happy to be part of the RTA tour in trying to help that happening and put Europe or put pickleball in Europe on the map even stronger.
Yeah, Gustaf, you're definitely an influential figure when it comes to driving pickleball in Europe. And just finally from you, Gustaf, before we bring in our other guests, the entry lists are absolutely stacked with high quality seeded players across all divisions this weekend. How proud are you to deliver a championship at this level for Sweden?
It's one of the things with being a tournament, running a tournament, is that you're nervous about a lot of things, and one of the things when you're nervous, it's when you start registration, you open the doors and you wonder who will come, because beforehand you don't know. But whenever somebody registers, you get an email in your mailbox and you're like, wow, this person is coming, wow, this is coming. And it's been like Christmas, early Christmas this year with all the registrations coming in, and you're like, oh, this too, and when is it stopping? And it didn't stop until last week when registrations closed, and I'm just super happy and grateful for everyone that we will be able to welcome to Stockholm for this tournament. It's amazing.
Well, we're grateful and thankful to you, Gustaf, for being the central man in putting it all together, because you've managed to attract some of the world stars of pickleball. One of them is Mateusz Matysik. Mateusz, let's talk about your 2025 season so far. You're highly ranked in both singles and doubles. What do you feel has been your best performance of the season this year?
So I think, I've played 2 RTAs for now this year. I couldn't play more because I had my high school exams in the first part of the year, so I was kind of blocked. I couldn't play the German Open. I couldn't play the first Swedish Open. So I wasn't happy with that because I don't have too many points now right now, and I have to do really well here and in Poland to get to the RTA finals. But I did really well in Stuttgart in men's doubles with James. That was a really fun event. That was I believe that was bronze medal. And also in England, I did really solid in the quarterfinals of mixed and singles. Yeah, I'm feeling really well with my game right now. So hopefully it's gonna show here in Sweden.
Yeah, Mateusz, I had the privilege of commentating on some of your games at the RTA 500 English Open a couple of weeks back now. You look to be in top form at the minute. Does that coincide with the end of your studying during the summer, that your form seems to be improving?
Yeah, now I have more time to just focus on training. It's not like I'm going to learn and then while learning I'm thinking about training and the other way around. It's more I could just go focus on training, and that kind of helps a bit in improving a lot. The amount of training I'm putting in, I kind of feel like I have to be in this top form. So yeah, just getting better and better with every single day. So that's the goal.
Just talk to us about your training schedule slightly, Mateusz. How many days a week are you spending on the court? And is that a mixture of playing and drilling?
I can't say too much, to be honest. But yeah, I can say like basic stuff. So I try to play every single day, sometimes even twice a day. It depends if I have people to play with. And additionally to that, I add some lots of physical training and try to be as fit as possible, especially for the singles day that's going to be tomorrow, right? It's all about recovery, and especially when we start with singles on Friday. That is something that helps us recover. If we're in good shape, it helps us recover later on Saturday and Sunday, be in the top shape. So yeah, we'll see.
And as one of the top athletes on the tour, Mateusz, how do you manage that physicality of training, then travelling and tournament play? Is it about recovery as well as having the right preparation?
Yeah, the preparation before the tournament. So, doing like all these cardios, all the endurance stuff, trying to be in best possible shape, right? But at the tournament, trying, to eat as healthy as possible, go to sleep as early as possible, recovery. That's the most important thing, especially on singles day. So no partying. I know my roommates who love to do that. Hopefully they won't wake me up, but we'll see. I'm going to sleep as early as possible. So, yep.
Fantastic. But I'm just about to turn to Victoria. I noticed that she's not with us at the minute. So, Mateusz, if you don't mind, I'm just going to stick with you for a couple of fun questions, perhaps. What's the one thing that you must have with you when you're always traveling for pickleball tournaments? What's the one must thing that you pack on tour?
Oh, that's a good question. There are many things like this, but like things I use the most. I would say jumping rope. That's something not. Yeah, it's something not that obvious.
Wow. Okay. And do you use that for warm up? Do you?
Yeah, usually warm ups. It helps you like get a really good kind of like workout before playing, right? You already feel kind of in the zone.
And Mateusz, what's the funniest or strangest thing you've had happen on tour this year?
Oh, many things. I would have to think about it a bit longer. But funniest thing that happened on court. It's a good question.
Let me give you a different question while you think about that, Mateusz, because I happen to know that you're a keen chess player as well, and you're highly ranked. How does the strategy on the chessboard translate to the strategy on court? Are you able to think 2 or 3 steps ahead on court like you do on the chessboard?
Yeah, it kind of helps in predicting, right? It's all about, especially if you see men's doubles or mixed doubles, the hand battles at the net. Even in singles, if you have more like cat and mouse players, it's all about predicting what your opponent's gonna do. So every single step, every single second you get earlier before you hit the ball helps you like a lot, right? So in chess, kind of, you have to always look out for the best possible moves. It kind of looks exactly the same way in pickleball. For example, you play a drop, and you're trying to predict what he can do to maximize, what he wants to do to play the best possible shot against you, and then you have to predict it and kind of react to it, right? So it's very similar in this case.
Right, it's interesting, that's for sure, where those psychological components match up with the physical components in pickleball. Mateusz, thanks for now. I'll be back with you shortly. We're going to have a look at some of the action. Then let's turn to the 3 days, the 3 disciplines. Kicking off on Friday, we have singles day. And let's take a quick look at the women's singles rankings to date. Who is on schedule to be qualifying for those Aalborg finals in December? Well, women's singles, as you can see, we've got Clara Lentorp in at number 1, Karolina Ovsadek in at number 2, and Thadia Locke in at number 3. It's Molly Nags 4, Marta Zayonts in at 5, with Claudia Kemal, Dominika Turkovic, Caroline Notnagel, Maria Pinta, and Pia-Lena Ander, the Swedish Pia Ander, of course, who started off our preview rounds earlier on in the year. She makes the top 10. Let's have a quick look at the men's singles if we can. And after some stunning recent performances, all the way from Hungary, it's Bako Balint in at number 1. Ignacy Deruda for Spain in at 2. The Englishman James Chowdhury in at number 3. Pep Kanyardal again impressing at the English Open in at number 4, with Bartosz Kabaushnik in at 5. Theo Platal 6. Stefan Grubmula, Mateusz's doubles partner, in at 7. Mauro Garcia, Mikolaj Biederman and Cyril Pautier make the top 10 there. So let's just have a quick check on some of the women's singles entries this weekend and some of the seedings, because Katie Morris is in action and we saw her performing well in the last RTA event over in England. She's been working in Australia. She's seeded number 1. We got Thadia Locke coming at number 2. Clara Lentorp in at 3 for the home favourites, Sweden. Our very own Victoria, who's working hard to get back online, Viktoria Kanichova. Pia-Lena Anda is the number 5 seed. And then having a quick look at some of the men's seeds for singles, it's James Chowdhury who tops the list. He gets the 1st seed, but Bako Balint coming up strongly in at number 2. Stefan Grubmüller in at 3. Louis Laville makes his way from England directly to Sweden on the back of his Australian successes in at number 4. Mateusz will take up the number 5 position. So, Mateusz, we know that singles is always a mental and physical test. What are you focusing on yourself in relation to your singles game going into Friday? And how do you plan to tackle some of those big names around you?
Yeah, it's always tough when you go into singles. You know that there are so many good players, right? You need to know how to play every single match, at the 100% focus, because it's a double elimination bracket. You need to get in and play every single match, super focused and kind of looking farther away and knowing that you have to be kind of ready for the next matches and recover really well. So in between the matches, try to not walk too much, try to sit, recover, stretch a bit, do as much as possible, to keep your body in shape. As you said, we have Bako, we have James, we have Stefan. These are really good singles players, and many other they're not even seeded. So it's going to be a tough day. As always, singles in the RTA is on a really good level. So I just have to play my game and focus on myself, because I didn't even check the draws, to be honest. I'm just gonna go and try to win whoever I'm gonna get.
Yeah, Mateusz, it's interesting because looking at the seedings, all of the top 10 players have a Duper rating of 5.0 or above. That shows you how competitive singles action is at the minute. Who do you look at as being your biggest danger? Who would you look to avoid in the men's seeding draw?
Yeah, I'll have to say the number 1 and 2, right? It's always Bako, who I already played twice. I played him in England quarterfinal. He's a very consistent player. He's got really good baseline shots, so he's the one I definitely want to beat the most. And I'll be probably the most, energetically pumped for that match if I get to play him. And second person is James, right? You can never underestimate James. He's a really good player, and as you see, I think his Duper is above 6.0, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, he's going to be very tough to beat, too.
Yeah, thanks for that, Mateusz. Highly competitive, that's for sure. And it's the same with the women's singles. Katie Morris, Thadia Locke, Clara Lentorp, all 3 players there in the top 3 will have aspirations of medaling, that's for sure. It's the same. Viktoria Kanichova's not with us because I know that she recently had success in the Hungary Open. Let's move on to some of the doubles action. We'll have a look at the rankings, the RTA rankings for the women's doubles before we take a look at the seeds for the Open this weekend. And Karolina Owczarek sits top of the tree, number 1 for women's doubles, the Polish queen. And then we've got Caroline Nothnagel, her partner. And I know they're teaming up again this weekend in Sweden. Thadia Locke in at number 3. It's Sarah Lidon in at number 4 for Spain. And then Claudia Kamel from France. We've got the Lentor sisters in at 6. And then we've got Sarah Supermoto, Maria Costantino, and Molly Nags making up the top 10. Let's look at the men's doubles rankings. Theo Platel in at number 1, having a great year on the road to Aalborg Tour. Arvid Dallin for the home nation at number 2. James Chowdhury in at 3. Kanyardal Ford Nasi Deruda at 5. Then we've got Gruner, Garcia, Korsten, Paltier, and Kabaushnik, some big names making up the top 10. In terms of seedings and entries for this weekend, who's pairing up with who? Well, in the women's doubles, like I've just suggested, your top seeds. It is Sweet Caroline. It's Caroline Notnago and Carolina Ovcharek. They're the number 1 seeds. Sarah Lidon and Thadia Locke team up. They're the second seeds. The Lenthorpe sisters in at 3. Eliana Rodino, friend of the show from last time, teams up with Bigo Gomar. And then we've got Marta Zayont teaming up with a home player, Anna Ohemi. So they're the top 5 seeds in the women's draw. In the men's draw, listen to this for a top pairing. It's Louis Leville and Ben Corsten. They team up as the number 1 seeds, and quite comfortably the number 1 seeds, to Alex Serrano after a fantastic English Open. Teams up with Rodriguez. We've got Basti Grau and Felix Grunart in at number 3. Mateusz and Stefan Gudmuller, highly ranked, highly seeded here in at number 4, with Cyril Paltier and Mikko Biederman making up the top 5. So Mateusz, you and Stefan teaming up together. How has that partnership come about? And what can we look forward to on Saturday?
Yeah, me and Stefan, that's a really good pairing. I think, it's going to be all about drive and crash. That's the plan, especially with these super quick balls. That's going to be, every single rally is going to be drive and crash, and that's going to be our main goal, right? Stefan asked me in Stuttgart, this is how it came up. Stefan asked me in Stuttgart, and I didn't have a partner, so I was looking for someone. He said, do I have anyone? I said, I don't have anyone. We can try to play together, and this is how we are here. 4th seeded, it's not that bad.
Yeah, number 4 seeds. There's definitely challenges out there. Which competitors, when you look at that list, Mateusz, would be teams that you'd look to avoid in the early rounds?
The toughest competitor is definitely Ben Colston and Louis Laville. I have to say, that's going to be the pair I want to play the most. So, if I play them, that's going to be the funniest possible match ever. But, we'll see about that.
Yeah, and Mateusz, in terms of your standard once more, and again, I can only refer to your most previous tournament, you look to be playing some high-class pickleball at the minute.
Excuse me, I didn't hear what you said. Can you please repeat?
I was just referencing your last RTA tournament performance. Yep. You look to be playing some high-class pickleball at the minute. You must be pleased with where your game is currently at.
Yeah, I'm fighting. I'm trying to keep grinding and, just do my stuff. Every single day is working hard. So, yeah, hopefully, this form will keep up and I'll be playing better and better.
Yeah, no, well, we wish you all the very best because it looks to be a top entry, that's for sure. Let's move on to look at our mixed doubles rankings. A bracket that always brings a lot of drama to RTA events, and it's Alma Lentorp, who sits number 1 for mixed doubles on the ranking list. Theo Platel once more in at number 2. What a great year for Theo Platel. Bartosz Kabaushnik in at number 3. It's Pep Cagnardo, joint 3rd. Mauro comes in at 5th. Mauro Garcia. Then we've got Widdershoven, Mac, Nothnagel, Grunert, and Kamel making up the top 10. But who's going to be playing with who in Sweden? Who are the challenges? Chowdhury and Ovcharek automatically leap off the page as #1 seeds. Katie Morris teaming up with Louis Leville, the pair from Down Under, representing England. It's Cyril Peltier teaming up with home favourite Clara Lentorp, Caroline Nothnagel and Felix Gruner for an all-German partnership. Pia Ander teams up with her compatriots Alex Edestet and Mateusz Matysik and Bego Gomar. Mateusz, talk to us about that partnership. What can expect from you and Bego?
It's interesting because I'm good friends with Ben, right? And Ben told me that Bego is looking for a partner for Sweden, and I was like, let me try it. We'll see what it's gonna look like. I'm really curious how we're gonna work out, like chemistry wise, because kind of probably that's the most important thing, right? When you get on court with someone, how you feel on court with a person. Like, do you immediately kind of feel the connection, or you just feel kind of weird? And it's all about like getting a partner you actually like. So yeah, we're gonna get some good reps with Bego, and we'll see how it's gonna go. Hopefully, it's gonna be really good. She's a really good player, so I just need to keep playing my stuff, and we'll see.
Yeah, and Mateusz, you talk about chemistry. Does that chemistry build with players as you travel around Europe on the RTA tour? Are you able to form bonds and friendships with players in order to be successful on court when it matters most?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I came here at around 11 a.m., right? And immediately I got some good reps with Matteo, my good Italian friend, with Clara and Alma. It's already like we're all one big group of friends, right? Like all of us all together here are friends. It's not like maybe I don't want to sound like bad or something, but like it's not like in tennis tournaments. In tennis tournaments everybody looked down, nobody wanted to talk to each other. But here, we're just one big group. We all talk to each other, we all support each other. So yeah, it's really good.
And Mateusz, that's great when you're off court. How are you able to put aside that friendship when you're on court? You've already referenced you've got a great friendship with players on the tour, and you're really going to enjoy the opportunity if you get it playing against Louis Leville and Ben Corsten because of the camaraderie. How do you put aside that to make sure that you always come out on top and you're the winning player?
Yeah, the funny thing is, when I said that our biggest rival is Ben Corsten and Louis Leville, Ben Corsten was standing right, behind me. So, yeah, this is it. Like we're having fun. We've played each other so many times that it's kind of like a routine, right? So we go on court, we focus on the match. It's not like I play Louis and I'm getting additionally stressed or something. It's more about just trying to perform at a decent, because every single match at a different stage, gives different amounts of stress, right? So it's just maybe some pairings are tougher to play against. Just personally, you don't like playing against the person. Maybe their style is a bit worse for you, but in general, like you just try to focus on the match. Like you don't think who you are playing against. Just purely focus on your game. That's the key.
And then, Mateusz, just talk to us about your preparation over the next 12 hours. When you go back to the hotel room this evening, will you be thinking about the draw? Will you look at players who you might be up against? And then will you start to build a strategy once you know who you're playing?
No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So the thing is, now whenever we're gonna finish the talk, I'll just still get some good reps in, some singles. It's something with Bako, it's always good to get some good. Maybe with James we'll get some good reps in singles, and then go back to the apartment, recover, get a good shower. Avoid electronic devices. That's probably the key before sleep. To get a really good sleep, especially when you're starting kind of early tomorrow. I think it's 9 a.m. I'm not sure about that. Maybe the first round start at 9 a.m. And yeah, tomorrow morning do some stretching, cold shower, breathing stuff, just to be 100% in the zone.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to wrap up with a few quick fire questions, if you don't mind, Mateusz. One
Sure.
word answers only. Who's the most exciting player to watch this weekend?
Wait, is it wrong answers only, right?
One answer.
One answer. Okay. Who's the player to watch? I'm gonna say Christian Cashoni.
And your favourite tournament snack?
I didn't hear that. Something.
Your favourite tournament snack?
Snack. Banana.
A banana. And your biggest superstition before a match?
No superstitions. Only pure focus in the game.
Okay. And the first thing you'll do after the Sweden Open finishes?
Get home and go back to training.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that, Mateusz. And I'm just being told that online we have got Viktoria and Gustaf. They're not visible on my screen, but they're clearly there. So, Mateusz, if we can pause you for a second, and we'll dive in with Viktoria and Gustaf. And I can only apologise, Viktoria, because I cannot see you at all. And Gustaf, I cannot see you either. I'm hoping you've not been there for long, or maybe you've just rejoined. Viktoria, talk to us about who you're pairing up with this weekend. Women's doubles, it's Maria Rodriguez. Talk to us about you and Maria Rodriguez. No, definitely not there. It appears we have not got Viktoria. No, we have. They're muted. They're unmuted. Viktoria, say hello. Still nothing from Viktoria. Viktoria Kanichova is not there, but she's a superstar. Trust me, and she'll be competing well this weekend. Gustaf, we appreciate you joining us, albeit briefly. It was the Mateusz Matysik show this evening. The Swedish Open preview has rested solely with Mateusz. We're going to thank everybody for watching. Thanks for joining us. The stage is set for 3 unforgettable days of pickleball at the RTA1000 JOOLA Swedish Open. I'm Nick Hobbis. This has been your official Sweden Open preview show. And just as I'm about to wrap up, we can see Viktoria and Gustaf, who have clearly had some technical issues. Viktoria and Gustaf, if you're there, just give us a quick wave right now. They're waving. Unfortunately, they're waving goodbye, but I know they'll have a great weekend. Thanks to my guest, Mateusz Matysik. Viktoria and Gustaf were here briefly. Wow, what a show. A huge thank you to our sponsors, Pro Pickleball, Magnus Stedar Forodori on behalf of the RTA Tour. We're going to see you next in Poland in a few short weeks. Until then, enjoy the JOOLA Sweden Open. Good night. And remember, it is showtime. Goodbye for now.